Welcome to August the 9th. I'll start from 2017, work back to 2014, and take it from there. Some things should not happen, but they do. A gay marriage referendum could pilot electronic voting to make the process cheaper, combine it with postal for those who cannot use internet, make the internet vote verifiable as opposed to secret, and all problems disappear. But even so, cost should not be an oppositional factor to gay marriage. Let people have their say. Let there be open debate. The ALP have tried to walk down both sides of the street on this issue. They have opposed gay marriage all along, but have claimed to support it. Only a conservative government can protect churches from litigation that same-sex marriages would entail. At the moment, some churches will have to restrict marriages to only their members marrying other members. Some churches really want to marry gays. The terrorists want to kill gays. There is already civil union. I personally feel it is terrible overreach that states decide how religious institutions treat customs. I don't need government to applaud my bed partner. There are many things that are legal I will never do. On this day in history, in 48 BC at the Battle of Pharsalus, Julius Caesar comprehensively defeated Pompey. The battle had Caesar with 22,000 weary veterans faced off against 45,000 rested men. Pompey had the high ground and local support. Both formed 3 lines of men. Pompey's lines were 10 men deep. A river, Enipeus, was on one side, and so Pompey and Caesar had their cavalry on the other side. Caesar short-ranked his line so as to place infantry in support of cavalry in a 4th line. Caesar's cavalry was smaller than Pompey, and when Pompey's cavalry ran through them, they met the 4th line and were crushed by close-quarter polearms. This allowed Caesar, leading his cavalry, to fall on the flank of Pompey's forces and routing them. Pompey fled, dressed as a peasant, and collected his gold before fleeing to Egypt. The pharaoh executed Pompey and sent Caesar his head. That was a mistake, as Caesar had wanted to forgive Pompey and unify Rome. In 378, at the Battle of Adrianople, the Roman Emperor Valens was killed fighting Visigoths, who won the battle. It was a mighty turning point, and within 100 years the empire would collapse. In 1173, the construction of what is now called the Leaning Tower of Pisa began. In 1483, Mass was given for the opening of the Sistine Chapel. In 1854, Henry David Thoreau published Walden, a book reflecting on simple living in a natural environment as few people can. In 1892, Thomas Edison invented two-way telegraph. In 1930, Betty Boop debuted in Dizzy Dishes. In 1936, Jesse Owens won his 4th gold medal at the Berlin Olympics. In 1942, at the Battle of Savo Island, U.S. Allied forces were defeated by the Japanese just prior to the U.S. invasion of Guadalcanal. In 1944, Smokey Bear was seen for the first time. In 1944, at the Vyborg-Petrovolsk offensive, the Finnish held Soviet Union to a stalemate. In 1945, Fat Man was dropped on Nagasaki, vaporizing 39,000 people, and the Japanese government later gave an unconditional surrender. In 1965, Singapore became the only nation to be given independence unwillingly from Malaysia. In 1969, Charles Manson went on a murder spree, killing, among others, Sharon Tate, pregnant wife of Roman Polanski. In 1974, Nixon resigned rather than facing the Clinton-style disgrace of impeachment.